and welcome to the second episode of the Bro You Haven't podcast, with me, JJ Harding, self-proclaimed team leader Josh Aitken, and Twinkle Toes Adam Clayton. The place where three out-of-work performers ramble on about something for about 45 minutes. This week, we holster our revolvers and delve into the hideous underworld that lies beneath the adorable surface of Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yo!
Oh, hang on, there's a beat. I got a metronome. Stop it.
No, don't stop it. Keep it going. I want to know how many seconds we are into this podcast.
It's Animal Crossing.
Jesus, it's already begun.
Welcome to this week's episode.
Boys, how are we doing? We haven't spoken much this week.
We have
Actually,
not, no.
me and Josh have spoken plenty. You have been a stranger this week. Where have you been?
I've had Wi-Fi issues.
Oh.
Which is not me having the shits, but I've had Wi-Fi issues, but we're back on the new box and we're ready to go.
We're back, boy.
Yeah, here we are.
So what have you been up to this week, guys?
I found out last night, and JJ will second this, that I'm in the top 8% of Warzone players in the world.
He is.
This is just not true, though, is it?
That is.
It is.
I've got the t-shirt.
I want you to send me the stats. I want to see your name.
I'll send it to you. I'll do it after we're done recording.
I want to see Bobson Dugnett at number 8 on the standings.
Bobson Dugnett, world beater.
Bobson Dugnett.
Yeah.
Big chest Dugnett.
Out of 3 million players, he's in the top 600,000.
That's really impressive, because I reckon I'd probably be maybe in the 9%.
I'm on 26 and I don't play it much.
For future reference, guys, I'm the worst gamer of all of us. I'm just here for the ride.
No.
it's okay.
Adam
Just-
is, if anyone watches Always Sunny, that episode where Charlie's like, wild card. That's Adam's
That's Adam
tactic.
all the time.
Regardless of
He'll be like-
situation.
Josh will come down the earphone and be like, okay guys, so we're going to go left and then we're going to go right here and then we're going to pop through the building and jump over the top of that. And Adam will be like, yep, sorry, I'm already gone. I'm like, I've already gone all the way left and I'm 3-6.
I'm in the gulag.
You know, I was gonna call racism until you did the Adam impression. So
I don't know where that was from, but thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Boys, I've hit the point in lockdown where I feel like I've started doing things again for the second time.
Okay.
having sex with your dad.
And that was the end of that.
That's so unnecessary.
It's episode 2, everybody. We're taking things up a level.
Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, Animal Crossing New Horizons, here we go.
What a segue.
Bro, you haven't played Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Bro, you haven't sold your soul to Tom Nook?
Oh, Thomas Crook.
That fucking raccoon, man.
Thomas Dan Crook. Ba-da-bow.
Does anybody want to introduce us with what the game is first, in case people don't know?
I think, JJ, you've played it the most.
Have I?
Yeah, well, you've got probably the best island of us three, so...
Tom Nook's got you on a tight leash, JJ.
Well, I actually share an island. So I'm part of a collection of builders, me and my girlfriend Phoebe. And she puts a lot of time and effort in. And I am kind of just there for the fishing. And dressing like a cowboy and or a knight, depending
Is this
on what
Animal
day it is.
Crossing, or is this just your relationship?
That's just my life.
Yeah, so the game is Tom Nook owns this wonderful island and he invites a wonderful guest who is you, the participant, the player, to come and live on this island. And then he cons you out of fucking millions of pounds.
It's actually, the currency's bells, actually.
Yeah. The loudest currency.
JJ. That was hard to listen to.
You could tell how rich somebody is just by the jingling. They're like, clang, clang, ding, 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 ding.
Is that the tone for this one then? Is that the comedic tone we're going for?
So when did you guys get Animal Crossing? JJ, I think you probably got it first.
I got it at the beginning of lockdown. I think you got it first.
Yeah, I got it sort of the start of lockdown. I think it came out the week before lockdown commenced.
Okay, I didn't get it on release. I got it.
No.
Yeah, a few weeks in.
It's a really fun game, to be fair, and it's especially during those first couple of weeks, that first month of isolation.
Yeah,
it gave that sense of freedom and escapism.
It's it kind of gives you a bit of purpose, isn't it? Because your island it becomes a project.
I wasn't too keen on it.
You just didn't.
I got it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it's okay.
Because we asked you, bro.
We told you to get it, to be fair.
Yeah, but to be fair, right? I don't like games like that anyway. Like, I didn't like Stardew Valley, games like that. But I went into it, open-minded. I'd heard a lot of people like on Twitter, like, and you guys, like, raving about it, and I got it and I played it, and meh. It's just meh.
I didn't think I would like it, but I ended up liking it. I got attached to the villagers themselves, the animals. I would say hello to the animals.
Here's a thing,
day.
right? You're saying like so the animals, right? Here's one of the things I was like confused about. So you're a human, right? And there's these like bipedal animals going about, right? Which is fine. I can suspend disbelief, but then there's other animals. There's like bugs. There's like bugs.
Yeah.
And
yes.
fish.
Yes.
But then you can get like pets. You can get like a pet tortoise, and like I'm pretty sure you can get like a dog, and that's in like a dog house. So I'm like, who decides?
But Bones, you also get Bones, the character, don't you? So
I'm like, who decides what out of the animals get to be normal animals and what out of them are like bipedal?
It's funny you should say that, because the game actually makes a joke about that. In the autumn or summer, there's a frog that you can catch, and when you catch the frog, your character, they do a little joke every time you catch a fish or a bug.
Yes.
Your character just says, it sort of goes, oh, a frog. I hope it's not a new resident.
That's really, really grim. That's quite dark.
And the fact you've got to play the whole way through, all the way to autumn or summer or something, to then find this frog and then catch it, to have that tiny little inside joke from some Japanese guy at Nintendo.
So presumably then the player character is aware that there's these speaking animals and there's also non-speaking animals. Is that normal?
Yeah.
I think that's a Japanese. I think that's to do with the style of it. Like, I play a lot of Pokemon, and there's similarities in this game to Pokemon, especially with the bug catching and the fishing. You've got to catch and collect an encyclopedia of different creatures. But even within Pokemon, they make references to, for example, a Pidgey, which is like a little bird Pokemon. They make references in the game to them eating worms in that world, but worms aren't a Pokemon. They're a real animal. So I think it's just they just blur the lines a little bit, go along with it.
Yeah, you do just go along with it.
I've completed it anyway.
Yeah.
I've completed it, so.
Woo! Oh wow!
Listen, I got to the island. I paid off the Nook miles at the start.
Are you in the top 8% of people who've completed it?
I built a house. That's what else is there to do? Build more things. Pfft.
Yeah, you can terraform your island.
I'm not going to fall into that capitalist trap from Tom Nook.
Well, Tom Nook is the antagonist of the game, we believe, don't we? I think we're all in agreement with that.
The ultimate capitalist.
Everybody has their villager that they hate.
He's the ultimate villain. Tom Nook is a conniving bastard who steals your money.
I heard that actually in Final Fantasy that the villain isn't actually Sephiroth and it's Tom Nook. There's hidden content.
Jesus. Yeah, Calamity Ganon just takes off his mask and underneath is this raccoon.
Underneath it's, hello Link, meet your demise.
Hello.
Hello Link.
Hello, Link. Hello, Link.
Hello Link. I would have captured the Princess Zelda.
I just hate him.
You don't like the way he speaks, do you?
It really bugs me.
Oh no, has Adam lost connection?
I'm here.
Oh, now Josh is losing connection.
I'm not losing connection.
I know. Our bonds can never be broken, my love.
Well, we both wear friendship bracelets that were forged in the fires of Helheim.
Hell yeah. Oh, we got to talk about God of War at one point.
Muspelheim, not Helheim. Muspelheim. That's the fire one.
Nuxpelheim.
Nuxpelheim.
And there it is.
The Nuxpelheim.
So JJ is, we've done this before, the impressions guy, and it's uncanny and it...
Pressure.
It is horrible. It's horrible what you do.
What do you want me to say as Tom Nook?
Okay, I've got one. I want... So, this is the scene, right? You're Tom Nook. I have been flouting your mortgage payments for days, and you've just found out that not only have I not paid you back, but I've actually kidnapped one of your nephews. And so you've got my phone number, and you're phoning me, and you're giving me a kind of a Liam Neeson-esque from Taken.
Liam Neeson-esque.
Like from Taken, but as Tom Nook.
Okay.
Listen here, little sunshine. I have been given a certain set of skills. If you want to bring me back my son, then tell me where he lives. I will find you, but I will kill you. Give me back my fucking moonlight.
That was worth it.
It was worth it.
That's the game I want to play.
Yeah. Nintendo, can you make a Taken version of Animal Crossing?
Tom Nook, back with a vengeance.
Tom Nook, the crook.
I'm an ex-cop, loose cannon.
Tom, you've been retired for over 14 years. You can't possibly come back and fight this crook.
Then what's the impossible?
You son of a bitch. I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
I'm too old for this shit.
It's just Blathers like pulling a pistol out from under like his museum desk.
The first one always goes to Blathers.
The first one, Timmy and Tommy with their little submachine guns.
It's like picture it. Tom Nook's like pinned down by the villager, and all you hear is like a gunshot, and the villager falls, and he turns around, and it's just Blathers, and he just goes, "Hoot hoot, bitch."
I'll be assessing your fossil tonight.
Why I found that so funny.
Okay, we've gone on the tangent. And when me and JJ sort of first got into it, I don't know about you, it's that depressing period where we're all just like, what do we do? We're stuck at home all the time. So I filled up a lot of my time with fishing.
A
lot of time.
Yeah, baby.
And I wanted to attain that achievement where you get 100 fish in a row.
Oh my god. Okay, before you tell this story, I just want to say Adam originally did not want to tell this story in front of Josh because he didn't want Josh to think he was uncool.
It's okay. Listen, Adam, that's okay.
Oh, that's absolutely fine.
I've never thought you were cool.
That's funny.
Josh was like, I am just going for a push quickly. And then Adam was like, okay, I'm going to tell you this while Josh is gone.
Okay, so I did it. It took me 9 hours to do this. Talking about that depressed, subdued feeling of lockdown at the start. When I did eventually complete it, I felt no sense of achievement and no sense of joy from it whatsoever. I just went, I've done that. That's done. Okay, what's next?
Well, that's the thing with like the challenges on Animal Crossing, because it's not like an achievement or a trophy on like the Xbox or the PlayStation. Like, you know what I mean?
No, but it gets you in-game Nook miles, which is like happiness currency.
That's just Tom Nook roping you into his fucking capitalist trap. That's all that is. That's like Starbucks. That's like having a Starbucks card. You know what I mean? Where you get like your 10th coffee free.
Oh shit, you do. You stamp them. You stamp all the achievements.
It's the same thing. It's just to make you come back.
Oh my god.
With Tom Nook, when you first go on the island, he's very generous and he gives you this lovely tent. He gives you a tent, not even a house.
Yeah. You eventually build a house.
Progressively, you've got to earn more and more money to pay your loans for the bigger house you want. I think my one's like 500,000 bells at the moment. 500,000 to get an extra room in a house.
That's literally right.
Mate, is that it? I got 750,000.
What?
Jesus.
750,000 because I've just installed an attic. So I'm paying off the attic.
It's the thing about... So when, in the early part of the game, when you have you're welcoming new people to your island for the first time and they've got nowhere to live. So you have to build them houses. And Tom Nook sells you these houses for 10,000 bells. Why the fuck am I paying 750,000 for a house of the same size?
It's classism.
Well, because we're humans, not animals.
It's just because we have opposable thumbs.
That's heroin dealer tactics, man. Treat them right until they're hooked.
So once you've spent some time in the world and you've planted trees and you've made paths and you've built houses, there comes to a point where your loan becomes so big that it's a real big slug.
Big old slug.
To get there. It's a big old slug. So on a Sunday, you can buy turnips, and turnips are essentially stocks, and online players will have different shop prices for turnips. So you could buy a turnip for 50 bells, and the next day it'll sell for maybe under that or over that. We got a turnip price of 460 bells, and we put it on a Facebook group, an Animal Crossing one, and we ended up with nearly 100 people, random, like strangers, 3 at a time, coming to our island and selling the bells. And we said tips are welcome, but they're not necessary. We ended up at the end of that day with 7 million bells.
Christ.
7 million.
Wow.
What? That's crazy. Daddy Warbucks over here. I know a girl, a similar kind of story. She's into like all that. Well, I don't know her, but I follow her on Twitter, and I know her. I went to school with her. But she does all that. You know, you get like pay pigs online, and they'll pay for like pictures of your feet or just for you to embarrass them and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Okay.
You know,
here we go.
You know the ones that they'll pay you money, and like sometimes they don't even want anything. They just want to like have gave you money and just have the feeling of having given the girl money.
Josh is a cam girl.
Bobson dug it at camgirls.com.
Yeah, this is where this is going. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. I've got a sale on my OnlyFans this weekend only. So this guy came to our island. I think it was to sell turnips, and it turned out it was like one of these pay pig dudes, and he just like he like left the turnips. No, he didn't leave the turnips. He left like just 1 million bells and didn't sell any turnips. He just left 1 million bells and just left.
Or you just gave them
for free.
What?
Or nothing.
Jesus,
but when you
man.
think about that, this is made up currency. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But people take it seriously. People go mad.
Essentially, it's just your time, really.
It's so weird. I was doing a bit of research into similar thing to what you were doing, JJ, where you would allow people to come to your island on days where you've got high prices for your turnips, and then tips welcome, or some people leave like a 10%. You're right, Josh.
Yeah, I need to check a text. I just don't know if
No,
I'm
you
send
are.
out the
Sorry,
permission.
I'm checking the text.
popular.
I'm sorry. Have you got a more important thing in your life than our audience?
Actually, you know, you're gonna kick yourself. I ordered food for my elderly aunt and uncle on Just Eat, and I'm checking to see if it's arrived yet. So I bet you feel horrible.
Oh, look at this guy. Oh, look at me. Oh, I got money to spend on my grandparents and uncles.
Look at me. I really care about my family. Oh.
Right, I'm still in this call, but I don't know how to get back into it.
We can see you.
I can't see you. It's not letting me. I'm just going to need to leave and come back to the call.
Well, we know what that means, don't we? He's going to leave and then invite us to his call.
Every time. There it is. He's done it.
Every time. Don't join it yet, JJ. Every single time.
We'll be playing a game online, and we'll be in our own party, and we'll invite him, and he'll go, nah, yous come to mine.
Okay, well, accept.
Oh, we're accepting his call.
Accept.
Unbelievable.
Oh. Hello.
There you are.
Sorry.
It seems to be a constant thing. It's because I always have tech issues. I'm technically inept.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes, I
Hi,
can
Stephen.
hear you.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi,
I'm Clem Fandango. Okay, I've got a dog, people, called Clem Fandango. Just putting that out there.
My dog's called Dude.
I've got 2 dogs. One's called Buster and one's called Bee, like Bumblebee.
And when we eventually do a video game dogs episode, we will invite our dogs onto the pod to join in the fun.
We will.
We will.
Okay, going back to it. So JJ, what you were talking about, letting people coming onto your island and leaving tips. I've found that people, if on a larger scale, where they've got hundreds, possibly thousands of people coming to their island a day, they've brought in a bouncer system where they will hire their friends, their real life friends, to stand on the docks and block people in like a 4. So what you have to do is you come off, and if you've played the game, you come off out of the little dodo thing, you go round, and there's 2 bouncers standing there, and then they let you through, and there's 2 more on the other side, and then you go in. It's crazy, and they have to drop your whatever it is you're giving them before they let you in the next bit. How crazy is that?
That's some new level of sad.
It's pretty ingenious, though. If you like, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but how sad have you got to be? Do you know what I mean? Like, and how sad are your mates got to be as well?
Watch this as you start doing it.
Sir, are you bringing in any illegal peaches today?
I always wanted to be a gangster.
We have some people are abusing this system as well. So, like, they will lie on their Facebook group or on their Reddit thing or their feed and say that they've got a high price for turnips. But then when people arrive, they get them to give their gift and then eject them out of the game.
No.
Nice.
That's like the Dark Souls community level of cruel. What the hell, man?
How horrible is that? A little kid, like, just going in like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a high price. And
Oh, hold on. You're saying that it's a little kid getting scammed. Let's be real here. It's going to be little kids that are doing the scams. Does no one remember getting scammed on Ultimate Team? Ultimate Team on FIFA. The amount of young kids scamming.
I have never owned a FIFA game.
well, we'll do a FIFA episode. I've got FIFA 20 here. You come round to my house and we will load up the game and I'll teach you how to thief.
How to thief?
The thief? Have you never played FIFA ever?
I've played it. I don't like it.
Ultimate Team was like that though, Josh. It was a scam.
Oh yeah, it was like dog eat dog, man. What's the dog? What's the dog in
Bones.
No, what's the dog in the singing dog?
KK Slider.
Yeah, that's the one. Big KK.
How upset were you, JJ, when you opened up your tabloid newspaper and you'd seen that Tom Nook had gone for KK Slider rather than JJ Harding? How annoyed were you?
Yeah, well, actually, me and KK Slider, we collaborated for a very long time. We were called KK and JJ. It rolled off the tongue. We were doing great. And anyway, he started sort of, drifting up a bit, writing his own stuff, adding like howls and whistles. And I was like, dude, it's just about the music, all right? You don't have to play up to these corporations, man, just because howling's popular. So yeah, KK Slider just eventually fizzled me out, man.
A similar thing happened to the Beatles.
He hounded me. Dun 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 dun.
Hey.
That was probably the most enjoyable bit of the game though, is when he arrives at that island after you've got your, how many, was it 3 stars you've got to have, 4 stars? When he first sings, it's pretty cool. It's as cool as Animal Crossing gets.
Beep bop beep bop beep bop beep bop. Beep bop 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 beep beep bop. I loved it, and I actually really liked it. I know I was making a joke about the howling, but I thought that was absolutely adorable. When I first heard him sing and he just randomly beep bo, aroo. You're like, oh, look at him.
Do you guys want to hear some fan theories?
Hit us with the fan theories, mate.
Hit us with the fan theories.
Some spooky innocence ruining fan theories. I've got 2.
Oh no.
Okay.
I've got 2, right? But these are very off the cuff because I read them like an hour ago and took no notes. So here we go.
I love the thought and the preparation. What is that? Because our first pod came out today.
Yeah, I did a lot. I was doing a lot of trying to make that link tree thing and stuff like that. So go. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. Have we got a Facebook page?
We don't.
Not yet. We can sort that out.
We do not have a Facebook page because we're not 57 years old. Bro, you haven't pod, I believe, on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, at Bro You Haven't Pod.
Yes, both of them. And with both websites, on both accounts, you can find all the links to our Spotify, our Acast, and of course, our YouTube channel.
Fan theory number 1.
Fan theory number 1 is that you, as the player, so you're a child, right? So you are in child purgatory. So you've died.
Rugrats.
And you are in
We're in Rugrats.
Yeah, it's like Rugrats. You're in the space between
jeez.
heaven and hell while they decide what to do with you. And the reason, like, that's why everything's so, like, nice and cheery and happy, and there's these animals and you just don't seem to question it. But the reason you're, like, constantly doing things is to distract you, because you've not quite fully accepted you're dead. And they're like, we need to distract him from the fact that he's dead, so we'll keep him doing all this mundane shit, like building houses and planting trees to distract them from the peril that they were in a car crash or something, until they move on to heaven.
Oh, Jesus.
That's so dark.
Wow.
That's so dark.
That's the
Can we take a moment?
That's the less dark out. That's the least dark out of the two ones I've got as well. That's the light one.
R.I.P. Villager.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. That could slightly explain, though, why you are differently treated than other islanders. Like, you're made to pay more money. If you build a bridge or some, like, staircases, you're the only one contributing.
Yeah, like, no one else is really doing
so
it.
that could explain some of it.
Yeah.
Because they're figments of your dying mind.
JJ, what do you think about that?
And yeah, like the whole kindness without reward. It's a selfless game. You're doing it for the villagers, I suppose, aren't you? Like building the bridges and stuff, and making sure the island's nice, and picking weeds.
Yeah. There's clumps of weeds.
There's clumps of weeds.
God, I spent all my day picking up the clumps of weeds.
And you have to wait for... Oh, do you remember it was like Earth Day?
Yeah.
Oh, this is one thing. The events. The events are great. Apparently the Easter egg one, everybody hated.
Apparently everyone hated
Bunny Day was
the
great.
Easter one.
Yeah, because everything they wanted to collect turned into X. And they were like, no!
I would simply just turn that off at that point. And wait until the next day.
Have you guys done that, though, where you cheat and you just fast forward the day to get more money? Or...
Time travelling.
I do not.
That's what it's called in the community. They're like, oh, time travelling.
The community.
Where can I get into this community? Pop!
Pop! Fan theory number 2, please.
So this one's a bit more far-flung, but there's like weirdly more evidence. There's like more hard evidence to support this one, weirdly. But as a concept, it's a bit more far-flung. So the concept of this one is that it's kind of like a human trafficking ring.
I found this one as well. I found this one. Oh my god, this is...
Oh, both of you, shut up.
But wait, JJ, hear it out. So this, I'll tell you like the proof. It's like a human trafficking ring, and you're basically like you've been tricked into it, and you're basically like slave labor on this island. But the thing that stuck out to me was, I think it's the dude in the first one, the first guy you meet. What's he called? Like Cap'n? I don't know if he's in New Leaf or if he's in the first one, but he's called Cap'n. Like the character is based on the old Japanese mythology of the creatures called Kappa.
Okay.
Who was like a river, like water monster that would basically like kidnap children.
Is this the one from Spirited Away?
Could be. I've never seen Spirited Away.
Bro, you haven't seen Spirited
You
Away?
haven't seen Spirited Away? I think it's the same thing actually. It's like a creepy creature that
Kidnaps kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Child catch it.
What did you find out about this theory that you'd seen? Because I only read this an hour ago and I skimmed it. So.
That's the kind of quality effort you get in this podcast, folks. Skimmed it an hour ago.
It's slightly different, but it's character trafficking.
Oh.
So some players use online communities not just to exchange turnips and get better prices for their bells, but also traffic rare NPCs. Okay. Yes. This is the top 10 group that I was talking about with you. Yeah, exactly. Similar to that. People are selling in-game characters on eBay and trafficking them between games. If the rare ones, the rhinos, who was you found Zucker? Zucker was your octopus. Yeah, people are selling them.
Yeah, he's my rarest character. He's number 6 on the top 10 villagers board this week.
JJ, hit us with this week's top 10 villagers board. Go.
This week's top 10. Okay, so I think number 1 we have Raymond, who is a cat with heterochromia.
Wait, do it as Gandalf.
Oh, no, we should bust that out for when we do a fantasy episode. It's too early.
Okay, so the top 10. So the rhinos, the bulls, the octopus. And people, I found Nintendo are completely against this and they've like shut loads of it down. But people are like, as much as $70 US, people are selling these top 10 characters and trafficking them between games.
Do you know that? It's kind of like Jeffrey Epstein.
They're selling them for 70 quid.
Aren't people selling nudes?
Well, here's the next bit.
I don't really know a lot about it. I just know people are selling nudes.
Adam, you were the one who introduced us. I say introduce us. We don't use this site.
Of course we don't. I've never used it once.
Oh no.
I've never been on this site.
Never ever have I been on this site. You can do it on Facebook though. People are selling them on Facebook.
Yeah, so you can sell your naked photos for millions of bells because of how obsessed people are with improving their islands. Now, I'm not going to get behind the ethics of it. Like, everybody's their own person. Do whatever makes you happy. You want to sell...
Help sex workers, man. Help sex workers. It's a legitimate business, man. Fucking body positivity. Their body, their rules.
You want to sell your body for some bells?
The legislation at the time of filming, is that you're allowed to go in people's houses in real life if it's for work purposes. So it's basically just prostitutes and plumbers, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh God, my family's gonna listen to this. I'm dead.
I better crack my plunger out, boys. And I'm not a plumber, by the way.
Oh my God.
Any more? He played that one role.
So you're the other one.
I'm the other one.
On your spotlight CV. Plumber 2.
Plumber 2. No, I've told you the plunger's for something else. Unrelated.
Oh.
I'm a plumber in a sense.
Working those pipes.
So I have a question for you boys. Do you think people would be as obsessed with this game and that they would go that far if we weren't in the middle of this pandemic?
No.
Yes. Oh.
You think they would?
Who's going first? Me? I think they would. You think they're not? I'll go first, right? I think they would because to me, a lot of people like it that aren't necessarily gamers. I think it's kind of like... it's not like a fad. What am I trying to say? Like... Yeah, it's a fad, but it's got that kind of vibe. It's like all the people that I know that are like super into it that aren't really gamers are like, they're like not really gamers, or they're like kind of like, I might say like indie people. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. Being into Animal Crossing is cool. You know what I mean?
It is, in a way. I understand that. It's like I don't agree with Nintendo, but I'll buy Animal Crossing because it's cool.
Wait, you don't agree with Nintendo?
No.
I don't like what they stand for with all their cute games like Mario and Zelda. Why don't they put Call of Duty on there? For God's sake!
I mean, like you're saying, these indie people who are...
no, yeah, I get you.
They're like, I don't agree with Nintendo, like, I don't agree with it, but I'll buy Animal Crossing because it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just cool. Like you're like, oh, I play. Yeah, I'm a gamer. What of it?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true.
That kind of thing.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like when people go like, oh yeah, I'm a gamer. I play Animal Crossing, and you're like, okay, are you a gamer though, or do you like a game?
If someone spends every day of their life playing Animal Crossing, they're cool. But if I spend fucking 900 hours on Skyrim, I'm sad and have no life.
No, it's true.
I'll have you know that I am the Dragon Bomb, so I do have a life.
Oh my God. Oh, Darwin is my best friend. He's a dragon on top of a mountain.
Have you met him? He's really cool.
It's really cool. He's the voice actor for Mario as well.
I didn't know that. Nintendo with its fingers in every pie.
Maybe Thomas Nook is the representation of Nintendo. Maybe that's what we found. Maybe he's...
Maybe.
I don't think this game would have been as popular if it wasn't lockdown. As I said before, it's that sense of escapism, that sense of calm and tranquility and serenity that sitting in your house feeling anxious about a world pandemic doesn't give you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we've in this pandemic we've been removed of our right to do chores, like just regular things that we would normally do, and Animal Crossing is replacing so many of those urges. Like,
I
you do
agree.
things daily. You say hello to all the villagers. You pick the fruit. You can make stuff. You do little projects, and it's all in one little.
I think it depends on the individual. I think for me, I never got that kind of feeling just because I don't like doing those things anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So.
For me, the game. Whilst I've said that I think it wouldn't have been as popular, for me the game has served its purpose now. Like I loaded it back up.
Yeah.
I loaded it back up again today, and the amount of stuff that was there, weeds. I haven't picked my fruit. I was like, can I be bothered to do this anymore? No, it served its purpose.
It was like me with Stardew Valley. I did Stardew Valley and I put all the time in. I really did not enjoy playing it, but I did it just as a kind of, fuck you, I'm going to play this game.
Yeah.
And the only person that's ever said that about Stardew Valley, by the way. But basically then it gets to like winter and all your crops die and you just have to start from scratch with like new fucking veg and shit. I was like, I got to that point, I just turned it off at that point. I was like, nah, this isn't real. Like, I don't need to do this. I need a shot. Either an RPG or a really short gameplay loop. None of this fucking grinding. I need something with interesting quest lines or just a really short loop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't think I would be into this game, but the more we kind of looked at it, and so far the Switch has kind of been my thing. I've bought my Zeldas, I've bought Luigi's Mansion, Smash Brothers, and Phoebe she loves Zelda, but there wasn't really many games for her, so I was like, okay, we'll go halves on this new one. Hey, I might like it. I started playing it, and at first it was about collecting, and I was like, oh, I love collecting things in games, unlockables and all that. And then it was, oh, look at this coat I can get from my guy. And then it was building my house, and now I'm designing my attic to look like a campsite, and that excites me. I really enjoy that. Phoebe's house, by the way, is immaculate. It's incredible in Animal Crossing.
I found a cockroach in mine today, so I'm not the same. But this Animal Crossing is a fun game because as you said, there's not many games, and we sort of touched on the female protagonist last week, and I know as three straight white guys we should be talking about feminism in games, but it's that game.
Or maybe we should be, because we're basically the...
Oh, we definitely should be.
But it's got that childlike feel to it, and it's a game that I wouldn't have gone out and bought if it wasn't lockdown. I wouldn't have committed to it, but I've really enjoyed it for the time I was playing it.
It was okay.
JJ, do it, because at the start of the pod, Bobson Dugnick was so keen to tell us about his top 8 percentage. JJ, do you want to do us the Warzone theme tune in the voice of Thomas Nook?
Please don't.
Yes, I can.
We were very drunk one night, playing about 2 a.m. on Warzone, and he rocks out with this. Here we go.
Oh, no. No.
Are we ready, kids?
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Are you ready, kids?
And there we go.
I can't deny it's good, but it's super annoying.
It's so annoying. But it's brilliant. It's so brilliant. So, boys, I feel like we're rounding up now.
Oh.
Do our ratings, unless you've got anything else you want to say.
I have one thing to say. Okay, so I love Animal Crossing, but what Animal Crossing has done is made people buy Switches specifically for this game.
Good point.
I do not think it is good enough to sell the Switch on its own.
100% agree with you, but also you've got other great titles like Luigi's Mansion's just out, man. Breath of the Wild 2.
My sister's 14, and she actually, when she saw me and my brother play it, she was like, oh, I want to buy a Switch, I want to play this game. She didn't. I'm probably glad she didn't, because she wouldn't have played the other games. But it does make people come to that different genre. So we spoke about Red Dead being a good way in. Animal Crossing's the other way, isn't it?
Yeah, so it is an entry, but I don't think we should spend. Yeah, essentially, people are spending 300 odd quid on Animal Crossing rather than than 200 odd on a Switch and getting a couple games.
I get that.
But I do love Animal Crossing. I really do. It's so sweet and adorable.
So how many ripe ass turnips out of 10, JJ, would you give Animal Crossing New Horizon?
I would give it a 7, and the -3 is because it could do with some mini games or something like that.
Yeah.
It would break it up a little bit. Yeah, I agree with that. Who's next? Josh, I can't think.
Okay.
How many nudes would you sell online out of 10 for bells?
As a rating system, this is flawed because I would sell unlimited nudes.
But for this specific for bells.
Out of 10 for Animal Crossing, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.
How low can you go? How low can you go?
Congratulations.
Whoa,
2/3 of the internet hates you now.
I'm going to get so much hate. I can appreciate why people like it, I really can, but it's just not for me. It's just not my type of game. Adam, how many drunken blathers hoots out of 10?
Is this the thing where I'm going to have to do my number of things each week? Okay.
But it has to be drunk.
Can I? Okay. I'm just going to go to the shop and get some alcohol. Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
There's no time.
Okay.
There's no time.
Hoot, 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 hoot.
Did you count there? I didn't count.
6.
It was 6 out of 10. I give it a 6. I really enjoyed it, but
6?
That's
Okay.
fair.
I wouldn't go back to it. I enjoyed my time, and now that time's done.
Really? Wow. So not even for like seasonal events and stuff?
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, boys. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Lots of love.
Remember, follow our Instagram and Twitter at BroYouHaven'tPod, and also our YouTube. Like and subscribe at BroYouHaven'tPod.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.